Hey everybody, it's Dave, and I wanted to send you guys this quick video message on a casual Friday where nobody's in the office except for me. Looking outside, it's a beautiful morning, and I'm actually protesting summer, ready for fall with the hoodie and all. So, wanted to send you guys this quick video message and let you know that the Wellness and Sex chapter has been graded. Your posts were outstanding. Pretty much, if they check the boxes for formatting, you're going to get full points for that topic. Really, not a whole lot to debate or discuss there as much as I would love to, or at least show you more stuff, more content than in our face-to-face class. Hopefully, you guys were able to watch the video on intimacy and desire, the TED Talk. And if you didn't, I would encourage you to do so. It's a great video. I think it's well worth the 20 minutes. I've actually seen it so many times, and every time I see the video, I'm always remembering something new or learning something new. In any case, the goals this week, that is the next assignment that is due. A few of you have expressed some difficulty with the uploading of the actual goal. You know what, if you're having trouble with the uploading, don't sweat it, man. Just try to type things out the best you can. I'm not going to worry too much about that, but the idea of Health 101, really all of our health and PE classes here at Clark College, is to by the end of the quarter, to demonstrate progress towards healthier behaviors. And that's kind of the underlying theory or philosophy of our department, is to, no matter where you're at in the state of health and wellness at the start of the quarter, to be able to show evidence towards moving in a healthier direction. And even myself, as a competitive runner, I can work on things like flexibility. I can work on things like strength, strength, like with some weights, or more importantly, probably is my nutrition. My nutrition is terrible. I mean, it's decent, but it's compared to maybe some really ultra competitive runners. I could definitely use some work. So one of the things I do is I just set aside, make sure moments in my day I'm consuming at least 100 ounces of water every single day. So I carry that thing around with me all the time. But I'm always striving for my own personal health, making it better every single day. So we just want to show evidence of that, and that's really the underlying idea of Health 101, is to, by the end of the quarter, be able to know how to move in a positive direction towards obtaining optimal health. And in doing so, the idea is to set goals. So set, I'll say, kind of baby step your way towards taking the What About Bob approach towards attaining. If you haven't seen that movie, by the way, What About Bob, YouTube it. It's fantastic. The small goal, or no, baby step approach. And I show that to my classes. It's a very simple video, but I think it makes the case for very small goal setting procedures towards larger goal attainment. For example, this coming spring, I've got maybe a triathlon, or next summer I've got a triathlon that we're looking at putting a couple on the calendar. And you know what? That thing's not going to take care of itself. I need to make sure I'm training in the fall and the winter in preparation for that. And that's one of my biggest motivations, is kind of going into the dark months, how can I come out the other end? And so visualization is an important aspect to training for myself. And I am, fairly competitive in the field of running and decent in triathlon. So I want to make sure I'm always improving, especially in my age group, now that I'm getting older. In any case, goal setting is paramount in the world of my background is in sports psychology, and really our department is all about human health and making sure that we're providing you with tools to do that. And one tool that we use is called the SMART goal mechanism, SMART goal. And that's just a stepwise approach towards goal attainment, accountability, sharing your goals with your friends or family. I don't share my goals a lot. That's something that I don't tell my class a lot. Sometimes I set goals that I feel might be too ambitious, and if I failed and everybody knew, I'd be really embarrassed. But myself, I always got huge goals, and the closer I get to those goals, achieving them, then I tell more people who's willing to listen, I suppose. In any case, these can be private goals or goals that you share with somebody, but it is always nice to have a partner to work out with, or a partner to kind of work side by side with in some areas of life that might be difficult or you might be striving to improve. So goal setting is one of the ways to do that. So, and also taking a stepwise approach, setting the small goals towards goal attainment. It's like this moment to moment, day by day kind of self-instructions towards that larger goal. And I'm not talking about water goals, man. I'm talking about big goals that wake you up every single morning and you're always striving towards that. So if you've already set your goal, I'm sure it's going to be fine. But the goals that I'm talking about that I would really like to see are like, what do you want to do with your lives? I mean, let's just make the assumption here that you're already in college. My assumption is you're going to finish your degree, your college degree, not only your AA, but you're going to move on to get your bachelor's. So let's assume that that's done. And then we can also check the box on marriage or whatever whatever phase of that life you're going to get into. Check that box. That's going to be done as well. So let's talk about how you're going to have vitality in your life, how you're going to feel your blood flow. And, by the time you're 20 and 30, you're checking the boxes on all those things. I just read a study in the newspaper actually yesterday that people who have the most self-esteem are in their 60s. So how are we going to get there? And that's a long way away from many of you. And so my hope is that we can get that self-esteem much, much earlier in our 20s and 30s. So how do we do that? Well, we understand that we're going to be able to check those boxes, and we're patient with life. But at the same time, we're living with vitality. We're setting our goals, and we're working towards achieving them. There are the goals that wake you up every single morning with the first thought of, oh my God, I get to go do this today. And a few years ago, mine was running, and my goal was to run 3,000 miles in a year, and it was pretty brutal. But I chipped away at it, and by the end of the year, I had just over 3,000 miles. It's a long story, man. I won't get into it, but the idea is that it woke me up every single morning, and I took a progressive approach towards it. And so I want to ask you what your goal is. What are your thoughts on maybe travel, learning a foreign language, learning a new musical instrument? What wakes you up every single morning to try to be better at? That will also, meanwhile, improve your mental health, your emotional health, physical health. So that's goal setting. The next thing is on the topic of running. I was going to teach a PE class. It was a running class, but that class was, for whatever reason, it was canceled. I think I was teaching too many credits for the fall, so they just removed it, and I think I'm teaching it next spring. In any case, Clark College offers a ton of clubs and programs, and if you're interested at all, we have a running club that is going to be starting up in the fall, and that is through the ASCC, which is on the main campus, and there will be an ASCC student fair probably the second or third week into the fall quarter. So if you guys are interested at all, hit me up or show up at the fair and say hello. And I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to shoot me a message. And if you don't, have a fantastic rest of the summer, and you guys take care. Bye-bye.